Hi, Luminaires. Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Butler. I am the Everyday Medium, and today we're going to be trance channeling a guide of mine named Maitland to give you November 2022 energy update. So, if you are new to trance channeling, I'm going to allow spirit to come into my body to communicate directly to you. If you're sensitive, you're going to feel that shift of energy. If you like it, write it. Breathe into it. Enjoy that expansion, that kind of lift that some of you get. But if you're not enjoying it, just go ahead and literally step back from the screen, the phone, have something to drink, get a little nibble of something to eat. Chocolate is a great grounder. Coffee is a great grounder. Tea is wonderful, such a healing medicine. Grab that, stay in your body, and then just enjoy listening. Why I take the time to do the energy update is several reasons, actually. One is my passion educating others about subtle light energy, making the woo woo normal. It's not woo woo, it's true true. And I'm very passionate about helping people spiritually wake up. And Maitland is a guide of mine who is presenting herself as much younger. So she's going to come through a little playful, a lot of silliness, but definitely going to give you information, but doing it in a way where it's digestible, some of these larger concepts, and just making it very day to day, grabbable, and usable. If you want your information delivered very strong in your face, giving it to you like super direct, this might not feel right to you. But if you like to hear it a few different ways with some metaphors and some usable, tangible things that you could do after getting the message, you're in the right place. If you like today's November 2022 energy update, please like, subscribe, share with others. I would very much appreciate that. As we lift ourselves, we lift up others. So let's just spread the light of who we are. Maitland will also come back next week and teach a little bit more about what she's going to share today, which is 3 chakras, the chakra that is being challenged the most for the month, the one that's being supported, and the one that's being needed the most. She pairs them with crystals and talks about how to grid your bed so that you can get certain frequencies and vibrations, like you're dosing yourself medicinally with energy throughout the month. She also likes to give an aromatherapy and talk about that as well. So in the class, she'll take a much deeper dive into that, why that frequency is needed, how it's found, and the history behind it. So for those of you who want that class, you need to sign up for our YouTube membership. That is going to be a second tier offering. We have 3 levels in our YouTube membership. Our first tier offers a monthly meditation or guided meditation. This month, or in October, we had a regression. And then you'll also get opportunity to join the book club. And this month we are reading Bringers of the Dawn, which is very intriguing. We do this over on Learn It Live so that we can see each other and talk to each other and really build that connection and share our thoughts. Our second tier, you will get all of that plus the class that Maitland is going to offer. And our third tier, you get all of that, the class plus a Q&A directly with Spirit. So thank you for listening to that before we dive into the monthly energy update. I also do want to introduce Colleen Ziegler, who is off camera.
Hi, everyone.
She's there, and she's going to help manage the chat thread and just kind of answer any clarifying questions that you might have as we go through this. At any time you do feel like you need more information, please put your fingers to the keyboard and ask those questions. We won't be taking personal questions today, but definitely ones about the topic at hand. Okay, with that said, if you would like a transcript of today's channeling, head to my website, sign up for the newsletter. It comes out once a month. There'll be a link on the top side of the newsletter that you can click, and you'll get the whole thing printed out. It comes out the first week, or usually the first Tuesday or Wednesday of the month. And so you'll be able to get that. Okay. Thank
Look
you.
at you. You
Yeah,
did it.
how was that? That took so much effort to keep it together and present, because what I was just sharing with Colleen is, Colleen, I feel like we are in a tiny goldfish bowl, and that spirit, much larger, much grander than us, are all standing around this tiny little goldfish bowl, and they're just about to give us a few flakes of information. They're like, here you go. Just take this information. I feel so small right now, and so surrounded by much larger. My heart's now racing. Now I've said it out loud. Great.
I would say from my perspective, and I've done a lot of channelings with you, but for energy update, this is the most energy I've ever felt in the room.
Yeah. My jaw's like shuddering. That's weird.
Like I'm having a hard time thinking ahead. I get in this energy where I feel just completely present and focused now.
Well, it's going to be what's going to be. Enjoy November's energy update. Take care, everyone. Love you. And good luck. Is it not fair that I get to leave? Always cover your mouth. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maitland.
Hi, Colleen. Hi, Luminaires. My name is Maitland, Maitland, and I'm going to talk to you about November's energy. And remember, if you were with me last month for October, I said in October, you must put on your energy seatbelt because you're going to need it. Well, you're only going to need it for a little bit of November, and then you can take it off. There is a big dose of sweetness and spiritual awakening and intuition support and like this faith opener. You know how right now you might feel, oh, you're like a room away from your faith, like your connection to all that is where you want to be. It's like you can't get to it, but you know it's there. Mm-hmm. You'll get right on top of it in November. So let's start the first week. Well, I'll describe November like this. Let's say you have some really dirty, greasy pans. You had a wonderful meal, but it's very dirty. And so some of you are soakers, some of you are scrubbers. I want you to imagine that you have to scrub the pans. Like a lot of work has to go into it. Got to scrape, got to add extra soap. You got to get in there and maybe like scrape a knuckle or two. And then you rinse it off and you get the pans so clean they look brand new. And then you just admire them. Look at that. It's so perfect. It makes cooking on it next time so much easier because you did a deep clean. So the first 10 days of November, that's deep clean. That's scrubbing the pans. And how that's going to feel for a lot of you, I'll divide it in two ways. For the extrovert, it's going to feel like a lot more work to be done because the deep cleaning is being pressurized from the outside. And extroverts like the outside. They like the external. You get fed by the external. You have communications, you have connections, you have your identity and how you describe yourself to the world around you. And the world around you for the first 10 days is going to be putting pressure on you to make a diamond, to do deep inner cleaning. So you're going to get misinformation. You're going to get misalignment, challenges, and it's going to naturally turn you inside. And on the inside is where you're going to be doing the deep cleaning. Now, for the introverts, when this is happening to you for the first 10 days or so of November, it'll feel pretty common. You'll say, yep, that's why I don't enjoy displaying all of my emotions, or it's why I don't enjoy identifying myself to the environment around me or things of that nature, or invest so much in relationships. I'm inside because my home is inside. So for introverts, you'll still have the deep cleaning, but it won't be as treacherous or in your face because it's type of work that you're used to doing. So in the first 10 days, you actually have a eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse, and it's coming on the 8th, which is interesting for United States because they're having some voting and it's high tensions, and this lunar eclipse, it's not a very happy-go-lucky lunar eclipse. It's a let's go ahead and turn your heart inside out and show the emotions that you didn't want anybody else to see. Let's just go ahead and take that deep cleaning now and purge it out of you. Just purge it out so that others could look at it and poke at it and see your truth that maybe you weren't really ready to put out there. So you can imagine the kind of frequencies that need to be around you and pushing in on you to have that effect of wanting to display or purge things from within you. A lot of you, introverts and extroverts, might feel like you just want to give up, that you're just done. I want to quit. Whatever it is, a relationship, a job, a house, a location, you're just like, I don't like this and this is tough. So I'm going to talk about that. It's tough. And what you can do in tough times is find an opportunity. I like this opportunity. It's first and foremost, you must be able to identify that you're having a tough time. You're like, that's easy. But a lot of you don't do it. When you're more spiritually aligned, some of you have this strange belief that when you're spiritually aligned, that you can't be angry and nothing can go wrong and everything is fine and perfect and you must stay positive. That's not true. It's not true. When you're spiritually awake, you use all the frequencies that you have available, not just the desirables. That's not very wise, just to use desirables. So you're going to be using all the frequencies. The first thing is you have to identify that you're having a tough time and you're uncomfortable and you want to get out of it. And you go, oh my gosh, if I want to get out of it, here's an opportunity. I'm going to look at what is growing. That's what you choose to do. When you feel like running and when you're uncomfortable, you're going to ask yourself, this is only for the first 10 days, okay? You ask yourself, what is growing right now? And focus on that. What happens when you start to focus on what's growing when you're in a tough situation or you feel uncomfortable? It starts to get easier. And the frequencies that you're putting towards focused attention to what's growing gets bigger. And you guys know this information already, but sometimes you just tend to fall back into being human and doing as human does, and you get disconnected from your conscious present moment. So I'm hoping that the key phrase words like asking yourself what is growing will help you stay in that conscious awake now moment and not lose yourself. And when the lunar eclipse comes on the 8th, it is going to be that purge of truth. What really is happening? And how are people really feeling? And it's because of the first week of intense internal scrubbing, pressurized by the external viewpoint or the external world and how you identify self. It feeds into the lunar eclipse, and then this purge happens. So because of the week leading up to the purge, it makes the purge way more intense. So this eclipse is going to bring a lot more disruption than unity. It's going to bring a lot more chaos than collective presence. It's going to feel very shattered and disillusioned. You might look around and go, oh, is this the true state of our world? And my answer is going to be no, not really. But it's what you're seeing in the moment. And it's very important to connect to the truth of what is really happening on Earth. And this purge helps you see that truth. But because this deep scrubbing and purging, you're going to see creatures and things and energy frequencies that you haven't seen before. Kind of like when a tsunami comes and it brings in deep ocean animals, and then when it leaves, people come to the shore and they're like, what is this shell? What is this creature? We've never seen these things before, and new discoveries happen. Okay, imagine the tsunami, but just like inside energetically in people. And then it comes out, and then around like the 9th and the 10th, you'll start feeling lighter and looser and more full of hope. And then come around the 10th, it's like the stars and the planets and everybody goes, let's give some happiness. And it starts to align in a way where you feel very much full of faith and community and unity, and you look more towards your intuition. Here's another jump in spiritual awareness. So if you feel like you're at the beginning of your journey, November might push you past intermediate into an advanced feeling of intuition. And for those who have been on your journey a while, you might notice you are being pushed past the earthly understandings and more into multidimensional realms. And we have a lot of multidimensionals, which you might call aliens, that are on Earth currently more than ever, who are here to help and assist. Not more than ever. That's a story for another time, but I would say more than what you're used to in your lifetime. That's a better description. Um, so from the 10th all the way through like the 29th, it's very sweet, and it's time to create. Take that passion, that newfound faith, the bold belief that, well, whatever you need to believe in, and you take that and you start to create. And you won't need your seatbelt on. You'll start to loosen up. You'll want to make plans. You'll want to launch something new, be innovative. Take that invention that you made and that new knowledge that you gained, and you're going to design a better or easier way of living, or a healthier way, a more, um, I know, more thrivable way. I want to say sustainable, but my friend Peter Lombardi taught me that sustainable just means to stay where you are and be able to support that. And it's more important to be able to thrive past that and give to others. So you're going to start noticing that you have enough energy to even do that for others. And that's really nice because there's a lot of holidays in that time frame of sweetness. And so people will gather and feel very happy and huggy with others. And then coming into about the 29th, close to the end of November, it's back to a little bit of scrubbing, but it's more of like a polish. I need to go back and check with myself and make sure that I am going to be able to maintain what I've been able to do with that great momentum of ease between the 10th and the 29th, and stay that way when it gets kind of tough again. Because humans have this really weird switch when things get easy, all of a sudden it's carefree and I don't need to think, and I'm in the flow and I'm just co-creating and existing in the moment, and I'm not paying attention to how it works because it's easy. And then when it doesn't get easy, I'm paying attention to every little detail because I need to autocorrect in something that's wrong. Nothing is wrong. There's no such thing as wrong. But it's like, why can't you give the same amount of attention to the details when you're in the flow and in ease than when you feel like you're in tough situations? Like, really celebrate all of it. That's going to be the challenge. The challenge for this month with the chakras is going to be the throat. The throat chakra is being challenged. And it's being challenged because of this. We have these two distinct feelings in November. From the 1st through the 10th, deep scrubby bubbles. And then from the 10th on, faith, spirituality, intuition, growth, expansion. Yay! Okay. when you open your mouth to talk to people, a lot of times you open up to communicate in a way where you are persuading others to like what you like and not like what you like. You might not think you're doing the persuasion thing, but you are. You're like, oh, look at that. Isn't it so pretty? Isn't it so nice? I love this. Well, when you say something like that, you didn't really share why you liked it or why it was pretty. And so it was just kind of like this empty compliment, but it was done in a way where you're like, look, acknowledge how cute this is and how much you like it. And so somebody out of ease would go, yeah, it's very nice, it's cute. And you think you've won because now this other person likes what you like. And now you're bonding because you're doing same thing, but you have no idea what you're bonding over. That was just lost in translation, so big. So, challenge in your throat. Speak clearer. Clearer? That's a funny word to say. Speak with more clarity and share more details. And when you speak, be certain that you are really sharing something, that you are not unsuspectedly trying to get people on your side, liking or disliking, whatever it is. And to help you with that, I chose Kainite. Kainite is really great in helping maintain honesty, and it's really nice. Here's a smaller piece. It's really nice in helping you remember dreams. Now, last month I told you there's more multidimensional communication than ever before, and that's going to happen throughout the end of the year. And so that's really going to boost between the 10th and the 29th when you're having all that faith and ease and you've already done deep deep scrubbing bubbles on the inside. So when you come into these beliefs, you'll be able to see them clear and go, oh, that's not for me. Oh, that one is. Oh, I like this. Now I approach life this way. So you've got more connection and clarity and purpose inside of you from that deep scrubbing. And blue kyanite, only blue kyanite, I want you to use for this month, will help you remember dreams. And in your dream states, you're communicating more with multidimensional beings. So with your belief systems opening up, you'll have more space for multidimensionals to help guide, give information, be a part of your existence and to help you. And they do that in dream state. So kyanite will help you remember your dreams. And I would definitely put it around your bed for November. I would say, yes, thank you. Put that around my bed. And I could carry it. I would carry it. I would carry it a lot, especially between November 1st and 10th, to help you manage all those loose emotions that's coming from everybody else and how to talk about it and how to stay silent as well. Because you need moments of silence. The throat isn't always about the talk, but you might notice in your moment of purge from the 8th, 9th, and 10th, you might purge a lot with your voice. Oh, you might go, oh, there's something I need to tell you and I've never told anybody before. And you just go on. Or you just might explode and start yelling at somebody for something that they did. And then you catch yourself in mid-sentence. You're like, why am I yelling? This is not like me. So give great attention and give frequency to the throat chakra to help it maintain all that high, intense, emotional, twisty energy for the first 10 days. It'll be so, so helpful. And then the chakra that's going to be supported and needed is both the sacral chakra. The best support that the sacral chakra is giving is like you're going through a small rebirth. It's like a internal heart emotion rebirthing, scrubbing, clearing, digging deep, and then you purge it out. So you have this rebirth. And For the support aspect, I would say use pink moonstone, or you call it peach moonstone. It's very soft, it's very feminine, helps you stay in that womb like energy when you're giving a rebirth. This will help remind your energy to say, pause, take a breath. It's okay. Be kind. Like it just has that kind of frequency, but it also gives way to change. It won't stop you from looking at something and going, not for me, for me, let's keep going. So it's not going to slow the process down, but it will help it make it sweeter and kinder and easier for you. And I love having peach or pink moonstone around the bed, in your pocket, in jewelry. It's really, really beautiful. And it's really something special for those who are wanting to begin creating a family or expand your family, or are who are pregnant. And even if you have a surrogate, you are still pregnant. Even if you are the man and you're not carrying the baby, you are still pregnant. And so you can carry this frequency, and it's very beautiful and kind. And then you get into sacral chakra again, but it's being needed. So the energy for being rebirthed is all happening in November. So it's supporting sacral chakra's natural energy to be creative and to redesign and give attention and rebirth to. But you also need your sacral chakra to be very strong. So I chose sunstone, and sunstone has more of a masculine energy. Do you see what I've done here? Did you hear? Sunstone, moonstone. I don't
I
think
got
Jamie
it.
realized it. So the feminine energy being pushed into the sacral, and the masculine energy being pushed into the sacral. And when I use the terms feminine and masculine, I use them in a very classical sense. Um, so when we're looking at sunstone, it can give you more alert and very like direct energy. So I would not grid your bed with this. You might end up staying awake for a lot longer. I would use sunstone in specific key locations. So if you get up and you spend a lot of time in the bathroom, prepping and looking, and that's where you get dressed and everything, I would keep the sunstone in there. If you spend a lot of time after you wake up in the kitchen, prepping the coffee and doing the breakfast and everything, then I would put the sunstone in the kitchen. If you get up and you immediately go to your desk or you check in with your company and things of that nature, I would put sunstone there. I would absolutely put sunstone wherever you work. Alertness, leadership, brightness, it highlights and feeds energy directly to your sacral chakra, which is going to be so active. I wouldn't be surprised this month if you come across some digestive issues, whether you are purging a lot, you find yourself in the bathroom frequently, or you're the opposite and you find yourself not in the bathroom as frequent as you need to. So be more aware of how your digestive energy is working, and eat the foods that will help move or slow down your digestion. It's going to be useful to have that kind of awareness for November because of the extreme energies. The aromatherapy and the scent, I went through so many. I had all these recipes, and then I told Jamie, nope, I just want to use sandalwood. That's it. And what you can do if you're sensitive to aromas, you can get a sandalwood beads bracelet or even a necklace, and they have them where they're scented, and then you can just smell it when you want. Or if you wear a mala and it has tassels, then you could put a drop of it, of the oil, into the tassel and just kind of rub it in, and it'll be ever so slight of a smell, and it won't be as strong in your environment. Now, I would pay attention to the quality of sandalwood, and I would not get a fragrance oil. Definitely an organic, high-end essential oil if you're going to be wearing it or putting it in your diffuser to smell all the time. And it should be a sandalwood that you're very attracted to. It's got an earthy and a wood smell all at the same time, and it kind of ends on a sweeter note as it kind of leaves your nose. And this is what I like with this like birthing and womb energy of the sacral chakra is it gets very deep and it transforms into something sweet. So this sandalwood is actually very helpful to your skin topically. It's very good for um, brightening, or you could say polishing your emotions. Just kind of polishes your emotions and it keeps you more in a calmer state, which all of these besides sunstone, all of these besides sunstone keep you in a nice calm state. And you're going to want this calmness through November. I want you to be aware. Just be aware, curious, and amazed at the truth that you end up seeing, discovering, and finding. Instead of being shocked or trying to label it or organizing it and putting it somewhere else, I'd rather you go, this is curious. Let me explore it. This is interesting. And try to leave some of these triggered reactions for another time. November is a great opportunity to clean, purge, see things you haven't seen before emotionally, especially emotionally from other people, um, to really sit back and start to see how humanity is unfolding. This is global. I'm talking global this time, not very specific to country. Um, where humanity is going and what the truth of it really is. For those of you who are on your spiritual journey for some time, you'll find the kind night is really going to help you when you're having those dreams that are including your parallel or your other incarnation lives, and especially those dreams where multidimensionals are communicating and are present with you. I have so much I want to say, but I want to pause just to make sure that at least what I have put out there is helpful and makes sense to you. And a hush falls across the room. When we gather now, um, you'll you might begin to notice that your guides are kind of changing, and you're ending up with more archangel interactions, more of the higher guru frequencies are coming to the everyday person who is interested in exploring subtle light energy. And you're also going to be noticing that there are multidimensionals that are coming in and making themselves more present because the information and the truth about where Earth is going and what our humanity is here for is coming out more and more. And so this will be very, very helpful for you. You also might notice, especially in November, this will be my last statement, because this is the other thing I wanted to say, that your chakra system is changing a little bit. You're like, what? How do our chakra systems change? It doesn't change drastically. You're not exchanging your chakras or anything, but that the chakras that are above your head, you might be pulling them in closer now because you're wanting to get to know them and you're vibrating at a higher frequency. And when you vibrate at a higher frequency, you have the ability to reach higher frequencies, higher dimensions. And so that will show up by you being able to kind of scooch some of those higher chakras down closer to your head. And when I say closer, I'm talking like um, an arm's length, 2 arms length, and 3 legs worth. I thought that was funny because there's so many different measurements in the world, but everybody knows the length of your leg. Um,
So many different size legs, though.
but that would still equal like how they would work
Oh, I see what you're
because
saying.
of their height.
Your particular legs
Uh-huh.
and your particular chakras.
Yeah.
Got it.
And when they're down more, you're going to be using them and processing them in the way that you hold your emotional intelligence. And it's definitely going to show up in the way that you crave to live your life. And you're going to discover that you want to live your life differently than the way that you are. So I'm going to encourage you, start making those changes. November, December, you're going to start noticing it. Next year, you'll probably give yourself permission to make those changes. But that's just sitting on the back burner. Okay.
Thank you, Maitland. We have some questions for
Yes.
you. So first, we had several questions at the beginning of today's session about who's in the room with us today, or particularly who was in the room when we started today. I don't know if I've gotten used to the energy or if it was stronger at the beginning.
You get used to it. When they first come into the room, it's kind of like the barometric pressure changes, like a weather pattern just happened. But it's how subtle it is when we come in. Look, Grace is here. I'm here. Mother Mary is here. And then Archangel Michael and Gabriel. He says Gabriel. I say Gabriel. And then we have the Octurians, we have Pleiadians, and I have my tall white friends behind me. And then I have Lemurians. Did I miss anybody?
I wish everyone could see how small this room is and how many people you just named, or how many beings you just named, rather.
There's a few others, and some of them are Luminaires guides and Colleen's people and Jamie's people. I mean, they're not people, they're guides, spirits, family. And so, yes, that's everybody who's here.
The energy is so sweet. I feel like I'm just just being held in such a beautiful way. That's the only way that I know how to describe it. It feels like I'm being held like a big, nice, warm, weighted blanket in front of a fire kind of energy. It's so sweet.
I hope you remember that through the first few weeks of November.
I'll do my best.
Just when November 1st comes around, just put 10 up on the calendar and count down 10, 9, 8. So, and then you get to 1 and it's like, okay, yes, you can breathe again.
And we had a couple questions as well about the gridding of the bed for November. If you could go over that again. And I don't know if you went over it quite.
I didn't.
Okay, thank
you. I always like to keep black tourmaline around the bed. If you don't sleep well, get your amethyst around the bed. If you sleep well and fine, you don't need the amethyst. Then I would get your pink moonstone or peach moonstone and get it in there. And I would definitely add the kyanite because that's going to help with your dream states. Kyanite's also really good, not only keeping you calm, but reducing inflammation in the body. And so if you are flaring up from October's eclipse on the 25th, which was a big punch in the gut, and then turned around and it punched you right in the face, and you have some inflammation from it, kyanite's very nice to have around your bed to calm down.
That's a visual.
It is, isn't it? And if you want to continue increasing your spiritual awakening, and just, it's like putting a neon sign on your forehead that says, I'm open for business. Come. Then I would put selenite around your bed. I'm open for business. So black tourmaline, peach moonstone, and kyanite for November. And then
sunstone.
No sunstone around the bed.
No, but can you wear sunstone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would put it in the place where you spend the most time in the morning. Like if it's most time in the bathroom, put it there. If it's in the kitchen, put it there. If it's by your desk, put it there. And then always keep it at your desk for November. It really shines pretty darn bright for you after the 10th when you're having all that ease and the kind of spiritual awakening with your belief systems and new faith and humanity and life. Sunstone is like, yes. And so that'll be good to use then. But don't put it around your bed. You just don't have a hard time sleeping. Did I cover it?
You did.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This was a really nice update today. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I really enjoy doing the update. And if you want to know more about the aromatherapy and about the crystals and the chakras specifically and how they're going to be reacting in November, then you can just join me for a class. It'll be here on YouTube and it's part of Jamie's membership. I was told,
I put a link up.
okay,
Yeah.
good. Is there anything else?
I think we're good. I think our time has come to an end.
Thank you so much for letting me do this. I really appreciate it. And if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other people. And I really like helping you process the energy on Earth and move this great big shift into awareness and love and compassion. You're doing such great, astounding, big work on Earth right now. We are very pleased and proud of your consistency and your ability just to keep coming back at it. Don't give up.
That encouragement feels very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've had several questions asking, when is your birthday? So I guess, when was your birthday as far as your incarnation as Maitland?
Like when I was,
Mm-hmm.
it was in November. Why?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking when your birthday is. You don't have to give us the information, but you just want to say November?
November 11th.
Okay.
It was supposed to be on the 10th, but it didn't come out so easy. That's what my mom says. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
See you
Maitland.
later, alligators.
Toodaloo, kangaroo.
I'll see you soon, baboon. That was a good one.
Someone type that up. Take care, polar bear.
Oh, these are cute ones.
I love when I have help. I do. Be sweet, parakeet. That was another one.
Hasta mañana, you go ahead.
Thank you so much, Maitland. Bye. Thank you.
Okay.